Today on BBC World News, we'll be looking at how a fall in production of coffee has affected Colombia, the second largest producer of Arabica coffee and its million of coffee farmers. We'll also look at why Colombia has been described as becoming an investment oasis in an economically unstable world, as quoted by the Energy and Mining Minister. And to finish off today's segment of BBC World News, we'll be looking at why the European Parliament is holding back on the free trade agreement with Colombia. Colombia's coffee sector is in crisis. Over the past 4 years, production has fallen by 4 million 60 kilogram bags a year. This is a third of total production. While output was typically at 12 million, it has now fallen to 8 million bags. This has resulted in a price drop of 30%. This unfortunately means less money for the Coffee Federation, which relies on royalties and donations to run. The funds are used for environmental projects such as road building and home improvements to help coffee growing families and to improve their living standards and conditions. There have been efforts to salvage the Colombian coffee sector. The government has invested 165.3 million to sustain production, while the Coffee Growers Federation has promised a further 85 million over the next 5 years, 50 million of which would come from Nestlé Nespresso towards sustainable practice. This is necessary, seeing as coffee is one of the most traded commodities in the world. This causes a lot of competition amongst suppliers, leading towards unethical production, including deforestation, child labour, and unfair treatment of workers. Coffee production is said to be down due to the rain which started in 2009, causing coffee rusting of millions of crops, loss of income, reduced agricultural production, loss of welfare in the coffee sector, and loss of foreign markets. Fede Café's president says that if the country cultivates humidity-resistant coffee, then production could go back up to 11 million bags a year. He is quoted saying, "We have to renovate, refresh and renovate with rust-resistant varieties, only occupating the youth of the Colombian coffee fields and recuperating them with rust-resistant varieties will get us out of this coffee crisis." Another factor that is said to have influenced the fall in coffee production is that the average age of a Colombian coffee farmer is 50, while in Vietnam it's 30, making it even harder to modernize production methods. Colombia is said to have become an oasis in an economically unstable world. 81% of foreign direct investment, more than 4.85 billion, went to the oil and mining industry. A 24% increase in foreign direct investment was seen in the first 3 months of 2012 compared to 2011, and the 6 billion investment is predicted to go up to 15 billion by the end of the year. Foreign direct investment from sectors other than the mining industry are above 80%. Colombia's investment rate has been increased by the crediting agency Standard & Poor's and Moody's. The Pacific Alliance Agreement linking Colombia, Peru, Chile's and Mexico's economies is generating international interest. Colombia gives investors guarantees. It has never failed to pay its debts and always honours its contracts. Given this, the government believes that foreign direct investment will reach 15 billion by the end of the year. The FDI was 2 billion in 2002, and this shows how much it's grown. The Colombian peso has been rising in value for the 9th day straight. This is its longest winning streak in 2 years. Amid speculation, foreign direct investment into oil and mining has boosted dollar inflows into Colombia, and this is thought to be the cause for the valuation of the currency. Wednesday, the 13th of June, European Parliament approved resolution saying that Colombia must improve its human and labour rights before it passes the pending free trade agreement between Colombia, Peru and the European Union.
I'm Richard Howitt, Labour's Foreign Affairs spokesperson in the European Parliament, and I'm supporting Justice for Colombia's campaign to block the free trade agreement between the European Union and Colombia, because Colombia is the most dangerous place to be a trade unionist in the world. Colombia is the most dangerous place to be a human rights defender in the world. And I find it offensive that of all the countries in the world, the European Union has chosen this most dangerous nation, where the government has been so clearly complicit in the abuse of human rights, for which to have one of Europe's very first trade agreements. I'm for good relations with Colombia. I'm for a peace process and bringing back peace and prosperity to that country. But to reward Colombia with a free trade agreement, the ultimate prize that Europe can give, before those who have been responsible for the murder and assassination, the extrajudicial execution of trade unionists, are brought to justice, is absolutely wrong. America has blocked the free trade agreement with Colombia, so has Norway, and so far so have we in the European Parliament. We're building a broad spread campaign against trade agreements with Colombia unless and until human rights for trade unionists are improved. There are very few nations in the world where the conscious and knowing abuse of human rights mean that we should not pursue trade relations. We all agree that that's true for apartheid South Africa or for Burma. Justice for Colombia believes, and Europe should believe, that this free trade agreement cannot today be agreed with Colombia.